Here it goes.
What is up, everybody? It's yours truly, CD. So, I found this video today, and man, all I'm gonna say is this: it still don't feel real. Uh, if you guys haven't seen my video about a wonderful woman who's no longer with us, she goes by the name of Miss Phyllis Cicero, but to me, I call her Miss Stella because she's from Barney and Friends. Um, February 12th will always be the day I'll never forget it. Um, I remember I left the dentist because I had a broken wisdom tooth, and all I remember was seeing a post from one of my instructors from KD. She said she was heartbroken, and I was like, "What do you mean you were heartbroken?" I was like, "What you talking about?" So she then later posted a picture of her and her son. And I was like, but her son died a couple of years ago. And I was like, no, no, it cannot be true. Don't tell me Miss Phyllis died. And then I realized she did die. And when I found out she had that cancer, I was just heartbroken. Because I tell you like this, man, breast cancer is a serious thing. And breast cancer is I can't tell you how much I can't stop thinking about breast cancer, because breast cancer has really impacted my family a lot now. Because 2 years ago, my mama told me on her birthday that she had breast cancer. And my look on my face was like, I gotta leave. I just want to be in the corner and just cry like a little girl. When I found out that she did have breast cancer, I was thinking of Miss Phyllis. I was thinking about her, and I was also thinking about her son that died in 2019, in January. And I was like, how did 2 years go by? In that month of February, she now leaves. It, like I said, it just don't feel real that she just left. But as God is my witness, I'll say this, man. She was the best. She was the best person you will ever be friends with. I tell you that much. She was never a mad person. She was just the happiest person in the face of Mother Earth. Whenever she is in class with those little babies, she always has a smile on her face. And you know, when I had her for one class, my colleagues was like, that's not Miss Stella, is it?" I was like, "It sure as hell is." They're like, "No freaking way." so that's why, I'm glad I'm glad I got to know her. I met her in 2009. That was the first time I ever met Miss Phyllis, and these years gone by so quickly. And I remember she always has a smile on her face when she always sees me. And sometimes when I be dressing up with my good jackets and such, she was like, "Ooh, boy, you look nice." And I was like, "Thank you." With a good smile on my face. Oh, but you know what, man? It's been 2 months that she left us. But you know what? I know she's up there with Dorian, telling him a story, giving hugs, watching out for each other. But you know what, man? I did make this promise. If I do go back to KD, I will always dedicate something for her, for Dorian, for the whole faculty. And that's a promise that I kept for me. Lord knows I hope I do go back to KD, because KD has been my home since 2009, and I don't want my legacy to just stop. So I'm going to check out this video. It's from her memorial celebration, from my boy Edwin, and I want to see what these people talk about her. I ain't gonna watch the whole thing. It's like 3 hours, so I'm gonna watch a portion of this, and it basically has some of my people and probably some of her students, and let's see what they talk about. Check this out.
I work at Katy Conservatory of Film and Dramatic Arts right now, and I also freelance. So my world is pretty busy. I move from spot to spot, never in the same place too long, and actually life has been very good for me here.
Hello, my dear Phyllis. How we are going to miss you so much. You were such a dear friend during the time that I knew you, time that I didn't even know you, that when we were both just past each other in the hallways. And then we slowly began to have friends. And basically, I think through Sweatbox, you were one of our strongest supporters, and I will always be so, so grateful for that. I wish that I had gotten to know you a little bit more than I did, besides just here at KD, but I think that it's the nature of the beast, particularly the last year, year and a half. I think that's when I began to really have a lot stronger connection to you, and I think all of us were going through a lot. My dear person, I'm so sorry that you had to leave us under these circumstances, particularly during these horrible times. I hope that you can look down upon us and you can smile and that you have peace. You've been through a lot over the last few years. My dear, rest in peace. My love to you and your family. Bye-bye.
What can I say about Phyllis? Miss Phyllis?
Oh my God, cool.
She was a courageous woman.
Right.
And you could see it in her eyes, and you could see it in her soul. I love the woman to death. We had our differences, but we could always talk to each other. And that was good. That was really good. She was just a smart, adventurous, and always had a smile on her face. And if she didn't have a smile on her face, you knew something was up. But most of the time she had a smile, which was great.
So I knew Phyllis as a very, very good friend of mine. One of my best friends, Trevor, I would tell him about some days that we would have together, and he was always like, "Why are you hanging out all the time with this old lady?" And I'm like, well, friends, they come in all different shapes and sizes and ages, and I think it was very special that I had Phyllis as a very close friend. I'd say some of the best memories we had together, we used to go out on lots of dates. We would go out to, our favorite spot that we went to many times was Eatsies, this little place where we can get sushi and wine. And we'd go sit out there on the tables and gossip about all the theater things going on and the kids that we were teaching and all that fun stuff. She would constantly bring me the baby bottles, as everybody knew her by. And we would, after classes, we'd go and sit in my car and just talk and laugh and be sipping on the baby bottles. And I was telling Alyssa this, but I never expected to miss the smell of cigarettes. I had my own designated cup in my car for her. I was like, I don't usually let people, but you're special. I'll let you do it. And she meant the world to me. I hadn't connected like that with somebody in a long time, and she was always there. Like, it didn't matter what I was going through or what she was going through, we could always talk about anything. And I just want to say that, Phyllis, you meant the absolute, and you do mean the absolute world to me. And I know that you've inspired not only me and the kids that you teach, but you have left your impression on this world. Miss Stella the Storyteller, you will live on in our memories forever. I love you. I always will.
I think it's real important for people to understand what Phyllis meant to the kids that she taught. And last summer And the summer before that, my granddaughter Jolie came up and took classes from her. And Jolie's from a little bitty small town, one horse, literally one road. If the train comes through and stops, you're sitting and waiting for the train to leave because you can't get by it any other way. There's no other. I mean, it literally is a small, tiny town. I think they have maybe less than 1,000 residents. And she's never been to the big city before. She's never stayed overnight and a week away from her parents. And she came and she took Phyllis's class, and a lot of things came out of that. And a few days into it, she was just hysterical, wanting to go home. You know, I had to talk her into staying, but every day when she got here, it was perfectly fine. Like, she made her feel like they had a rapport that went back and forth between the two of them, and Phyllis called her boss lady. And although Jolie was the youngest one in the class, or the youngest one in the camp, she was commanding and learned her lines. And Phyllis came to me and said that she thought that she had real talent that we could nurture, and set her up with an audition with Disney. And you know, Jolie didn't get the part, but just that the fact that in less than a week's time, she took this child that has never done anything, taught her, gave her confidence enough to get in front of a camera and do an audition, just blew us away. And then, so we got through the first summer camp, which is even a 2-week one, so it was even harder. I was thinking, I'm going to take her home over the weekend, and she's not going to come back because the first week was so tough. And then jumped in the car with us Sunday to come back to the camp with not even any hesitation, just excited to be here. And all of that's Phyllis. It was all about how she made other people feel. And when she was talking to you, you're always the most important person and her best friend. And I know that after and Dorian, you know, she struggled a little. And then, you know, each day after that, you know, she came in, it was a little bit better. And so losing her this close to that time after going through that has been a shock to all of us, because none of us really knew that she was ill and didn't have a chance to say goodbye. And we are all feeling some kind of lost and not knowing what to do. But I know in my conversations with her that she's not gone, and that we're the ones that miss her, and that we'll have an opportunity to see her again. And I look forward to those days. That and confident that it's not the end for her, it's a beginning. Although for us, it is a hole that you can't fill. And no matter how hard we try and the things that we still have to do as a business and a company to continue to be successful is not easy. It's not something that we cherish. It wasn't something that we wanted to even have to think about. And the place hasn't been the same without her. There's nobody that'll fill Phyllis's shoes, or the room, or the teaching. There just isn't even any comparison. So this has been hard for me to do, but I didn't want to. But I thought it was important that everybody know what she meant to us and what she meant to her students, and how blessed we were with the opportunity to have her for the amount of time that we did. And then what she also brought to the school is something that's irreplaceable, that there won't be anything. And she's very extremely important to us. And I didn't get through it without crying. But Phyllis, until we meet again.
Phyllis. Precious Phyllis.
This is my mother right here.
I was going through my albums this morning, and I was going through all of the photographs from Kim's 75th birthday. It was the year 2000. And Phyllis was all over the place and hugging everyone, and I've just known her all my life. It seems like I can't remember when she wasn't in my life. I can't remember when she wasn't a part of KD. Sometimes I have long days at KD, and she comes strolling in 5:30, 6 o'clock, getting ready for class, and I'd had a long day, and she was always that person that stood in that doorway, cheering me up, giving me new energy, always positive, delighted in seeing her every day because she always had this fabulous outfit on. She could always put it together. And in fact, I had been to TJ Maxx and I'd bought a long silk vest-like thing, and I looked up and Phyllis had one on, exactly like mine. I don't look the same in it that she did. She was just, I never heard anyone say anything negative about Phyllis. She cared about everyone and gave her heart wholeheartedly to every person and touched so many lives. I still sit there in the evenings waiting for her to walk in my office. Anyway, I know right now she's in a better place, a peaceful place, and with Dorian, and praising the Lord and having a wonderful time. And I think we just have to keep remembering that, because we sure do miss her being here. And Phyllis, you'll always be in our hearts, and we love you so much.
My experience with Miss Phyllis, she taught me the basics. She taught me the beginners of being an actress, of being a successful actress. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that God has blessed me to be her student. She was my first teacher I was ever able to go to. And my first teacher has pulled me. She challenged me. She challenged my work. She challenged me on specific projects. And because she believed in me, I still feel her presence. I'm so grateful and I'm so honored to say that I was her student. Thank you so very much. Rest peacefully and rest well.
Every time I walk in that room and I see all my friends, I just think about Miss Phyllis and see her sitting in that chair and say, practice your lines. And if you forget, it's not my problem. And then she would always say, don't back off my tube. And last week, they told me to write a poem. And I said, I'm not going to do that because everything is going to come out right here. Miss Phyllis was the first acting teacher I ever had. She was the best acting teacher. She was brave, independent. She was strong, mighty. Everything I could dream of in one whole person. And it should have never happened to her. It should have never happened to nobody. She was amazing.
We had such wonderful conversations. She was a person that anybody that met her, she knew you instantly. She knew you because she was interested in you. She knew you because she loved people. And so many deep discussions I had with Phyllis. And it just, it's so hard to let go of a presence like that. It's so hard to say goodbye. It's so hard to have someone else replace her. There's no one else to replace Phyllis Cicero, none. She taught me a lot. She loved me a lot, and I loved her. And it will always be memories that I will never forget. So I hope everybody, I hope that we all can celebrate her at one time together so that we can say a final, well, maybe not a final, but a goodbye.
Hey, Miss Phyllis, this is because I'm your best student, or should I say, best favorite student, because you like to see me play around and you make me smile and everybody else smile in the classroom. And you were once my favorite teacher ever since I came to KD Studios, and you just, all these fun activities, the Black History thing, us dancing, having parties. But since you passed away, it's like been really hard, and you know, I just think about you every time I watch the shows, Barney and Friends. But I didn't realize you were in it because I was so little and I barely watched Barney. But now I've grown older and I've seen you in it. It realized to me that you were in it, and I didn't even know. I like your little toodles at the end when you used to leave out the door. But I just wanted to tell you that we all love you. We will never forget about you because you're in a good place right now in heaven with God, and we will still remember you every single day. And we just want you to know that we'll never forget you. And I just wanted to say that you were my favorite teacher ever since I came here, and you really just put an impact on my life, my dad, my granny. You were like everybody's favorite person because they grew up in watching your shows and stuff, and all these shows you did and stuff, and going to museums and the actor and the teacher at the same time, and keep, even though you like to yell at us because it was for a reason, because we used to get in trouble, but I was always quiet, so I never got in trouble. But I did get in trouble once because I was talking through the scene because my chair was making noise, and I tried not to, so I got a little nervous. But now since February passed and you're gone, I'll still do the things you taught us to do. Lines, the Lion King, all of that. So yeah, and I think your family is, well, I haven't met them. I don't even know what they look like, but they miss you a lot. And everybody here at KD Studios, including me, Sky, and everybody else who was in the classroom when we met you. And I just wanted to say thank you for being here with us when you can. And I hope to see you soon.
Miss Phyllis was more than your average regular teacher. I've had a lot of teachers in my life, but I've never in my life, other than her, experienced a teacher that was unapologetically herself in every single situation. She just was her own personality through every single moment of every single time I saw her. It wasn't like, oh, hey, this is my professional side, and then I'm a whole different person. It was, oh, hey, it's all the same thing. Every Saturday, she always had a smile on her face. No matter how she felt, she just made sure she had a smile on her face. And I thought that was really sweet because not every Saturday I had a smile on my face, and then I would come here and then I wouldn't be able to be upset because she would make me giggle. And it's just, she was really, really fun. She was a good person to talk to. I told her stuff that I haven't even told my mom. And whenever there was a problem, she would handle it in a way that was fair for everyone and not just the person that was upset. And I thought that was really nice because a lot of people don't do that and they pick sides for some reason. But she was just really, really kind, and she was just all in all very, very sweet and just a good person to me and to everyone in the class. And when we had new people, she made it a point to welcome them in like they've been here their entire lives. And when I got here, I freaked out, but then I got comfortable because she's, like I said, she's a very easy person to talk to, and she just makes me laugh. And she just made me smile every single week. And it wasn't like I go an entire week and I'm upset. It was, okay, if I was upset throughout the 5 days of the week, then I come here and she would just make me giggle and smile, and I would not only be laughing and smiling, but I would also be learning something. When I came here, I was like completely oblivious to every single thing in like the whole entire industry. And now I have gone to several auditions, I've done a lot of plays, I've done commercials, and I wouldn't be anywhere close to where I am now without her. So I'm glad she was my teacher. I wish more people would have been able to learn from her, but I'm glad that I got to.
That's real. This is gonna be another